So let's talk about something that can be really, really tough. We're going to dive into why timing in a relationship can sometimes matter even more than the feelings themselves.
You know, it's a brutal reality. You can love someone with everything you've got and still lose them. And that specific kind of pain, it can hurt more than anything. It's not because the love wasn't real or the connection wasn't strong. It's because of something else, something way more complicated.
And this is the question that just haunts you, right? If the feelings were real, why wasn't that enough? It can leave you feeling so confused, searching for what you did wrong when maybe it wasn't about failure at all.
Yeah, let's talk about that moment when love isn't enough. We're all basically taught that love is the ultimate solution. So, what are you supposed to do when you have this incredible, undeniable love, but the situation, the timing, it just feels wrong? See, we get so focused on how intense our emotions are that we completely miss the context those feelings need to actually survive. And that context, so often, is just timing.
So let's just tear down this big idea we've all been sold, shall we? The one that sets so many of us up for this exact kind of heartbreak.
You've heard this a million times. If the feelings are strong enough, everything else will work out. It's in every movie, every song. It's this beautiful, romantic idea that all you need is passion. But real life? Well, we all know real life is a lot quieter and way more complicated than that. And you can see the difference so clearly here. The myth, love conquers all, it lives in a fantasy world. But the reality is that love has to exist inside of other things, like our own healing, our personal growth, our readiness. Love isn't some magical force field. It's more like a plant. It needs the right soil to grow, and that soil is made up of the reality of our lives.
I mean, that soil includes everything, right? Your emotional readiness, your mental health, where you are in your career, your own healing journey, past trauma, all of it. And no matter how strong the feelings are, love by itself just can't bridge the canyon between two people who are in completely different life seasons.
And this leads us to a really crucial difference, one that unfortunately most of us have to learn the hard way. This is it. This is the absolute heart of the matter. You can love someone and still not be ready to love them well. See, having feelings for someone and having the capacity to love them are two totally different things. One is a feeling, the other is a skill, and it's a state of being. So let's actually define what we mean by readiness. It's the emotional capacity and availability to love someone well. It's not just about wanting someone. It's about having the internal resources, the space, the stability, the self-awareness to actually show up for them in a healthy way. And this is what that looks like in the real world. Readiness is emotional availability. It's the ability to communicate, a real willingness to commit, and just being able to show up for them consistently. Feelings don't magically give you these skills. You don't become a great communicator just because you're in love. Readiness is something you build yourself on your own time. And when that readiness is missing, when the timing is all wrong, well, that's when you get stuck in a really painful kind of relationship. Yeah, this isn't always some big, dramatic explosion. More often than not, it's just this slow, quiet burn of disappointment. You're almost committed. You're almost on the same page. You're always almost there. But you never actually arrive. And it pulls you into this frustrating loop. First come the promises, but there's no follow through. Then you start having the same conversations over and over again, just going in circles. And you're left with love, sure, but it's love without any progress. It feels like your relationship is stuck in park while your life is speeding down the highway. And here is the lesson that's the absolute hardest to learn. You can't love someone into readiness. It doesn't work. You can't fix their timing with more effort or more of your love. You can't force them to heal on your schedule, and you can't force two different life seasons to suddenly align. So what do you do when you realize you're there? Well, the answer isn't about giving up on love. It's about changing how you think about what it means to be wise in love. I want to be really clear about this. Letting go when you still have feelings is not failure. It is a profound act of self-respect. It's also an act of respect for the love you had. It's honoring that connection enough to not let it slowly curdle into resentment and exhaustion. If you're wondering if this is really about timing, ask yourself these questions.
And be honest. Are we moving toward the same future right now? Are our priorities aligned today, not some imaginary someday? And do I feel supported, or do I feel like I'm constantly waiting around?
Because what it all comes down to is this. It's about choosing your own peace over the potential of the relationship. It's choosing clarity over the constant confusion of almost. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for everyone involved is to just let go of the struggle. And maybe this is the best way to look at it. Timing isn't a punishment. It's a form of protection. Maybe bad timing isn't the universe playing a cruel joke. Maybe it's protecting you from building a beautiful future on a foundation that was never going to hold. Maybe it frees both of you to find the right love at the right time. Because feelings are real, absolutely. But it's timing that decides if those feelings get a real chance to grow and survive.